Hi guys, welcome to Banned Book Day. No. Hi guys, welcome to Banned Book Week, Day 4. I guess there's just always that one book in the week that you don't like. So today we are talking about Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close by Jonathan Safran Foer. Just taking a guess there how to say that almost entire name. So I remember when the movie came out, like it was a huge deal. Tom Hanks, whatnot. Never saw it. Just wasn't my thing. But then I was like, okay, like I'll check out the book. Banned Book Week. I don't really even know. Okay, let's just start. What is this book about? This book, I feel like it's before a certain age, this book is going to be hard for some people. Because this book, let's just get right into it. This book centers around 9/11. Okay? So the main character, Oscar Schell, is a 9-year-old boy whose father died in the Twin Towers, right? Yeah, the Twin Towers on September 11th, 2001. And so this book is just mostly dealing with Oscar, trying to deal with that. And eventually, like almost right away, Oscar finds like this key that was left behind by his dad, and like he's trying to find what this key opens, and so he like goes on this kind of journey to try and find what this key opens, and like he meets these people, and his grandma's involved, and then eventually his paternal grandfather was never in the picture. And the story, like, you don't get this right away, like it's revealed later on in the book, but like the story goes between several viewpoints, and it switches between Oscar and then his grandma and then his grandpa, and it switches between those three perspectives. This book was just, it was hard for me in a couple of different ways, okay? One, it was kind of boring. I'll just lay it out there. It was just kind of a boring book. Two, there's, like, the scenes with his grandma are a little rough because of, like, I guess you would call it, like, emotional abuse. Just like the stuff she goes through is rough. And 3, and most of all, the way that like 9/11 is talked about, it's very raw, it's very real, it's very like in your face. And like I get it, like yes, I was not someone who was like in it. I didn't have people who were involved in it, but it was still something that I was alive and fully cognitive when it happened. I was with the country as we like mourned and tried to process like the sheer number of lives that were taken that day, and like how scary and like violated we felt that this could happen to us as a country, you know, like it could happen again. I remember on the 10-year anniversary being so terrified all day that it was going to happen again, you know, like it it's not something that, even if you weren't personally involved, it's not something that just you weren't affected by, and as someone with empathy, like the way that the author describes and really focuses in on some of the things that happened that day, it's really just, it's hard to read at times. And I'm sure it's just an accurate portrayal of someone who lost someone in the attacks. And that sucks. But it's really hard to, read. So that was just very unpleasant. And I get it. I have spouted in almost every video that we need books that focus on things that are hard and real. That I'm not trying to be hypocritical here. I mean, we do need those. But I guess I'm trying to say, as people who are removed from it, who need to realize it's happening, we need those books. You need those books. I need those books. Yes. And I mean, you have to pick and choose, what you can handle. And, yeah, this book needs to be out there, too. It's just not going to be for everyone. It was hard for me. So, I know I've had books like that before that were just, they were hard to read because I could really empathize or, remember being in similar situations, stuff like that. So, that's just what I'm trying to get at. It was hard. It was a hard book to read. And I could see why some people would be worried about this being in a younger age group because of how, detailed and horrific at times it is, talking about the attacks on September 11th. So, yeah, that is, get that 100%. So, okay, so why was this banned? Maybe I already said this. It was a 2005 book. I mean, obviously it's fiction, but it touches on very real world things that happened. But it was banned on its release for being extremely vulgar, detailing sexual acts, profanity, sex, and descriptions of violence. I don't know that I would say it's extremely vulgar in the detailing sexual acts. There's a couple scenes where you're like, whoa, but it's not I don't know. I've definitely read worse in in what would be considered a spicy novel, I don't know. It just didn't, I feel like that was an extreme way to put that. Illinois high school pulled it from library shelves when parents expressed concerns over extremely vulgar sexual passages. I'm guessing they probably never read it. It kind of sounds like mob panic, they heard things, the thing I previously said, and they're like, we gotta get that out of there, and they just panicked, because I don't think any of them actually read it, because I don't know how you would, I just don't understand how you get extremely vulgar from this book. Yeah, an Ohio high school removed it, literally removed it from high school library shelves after 2 parents complained about profanity and sexual content. So so most of this book is from the perspective of a 9-year-old boy. So, some of the things that he, sees and witnesses are kind of, out of context and, have a naivete to them. So I don't know how you would construe that as vulgar. And then the parts with like the grandma, I don't perceive them as vulgar. It's more of like an emotionally abused victim in these situations, and it's never, to me, it was never written as like a vulgar thing. I just don't, just some of these people, it's like anything that refers to a sexual act or anything like that, they're like, that's evil, that get it out of here. So I think it's just more of the like, we cannot expose our children of any age to what happens in the real world. Can't do it. It's I just don't get it. Yeah, so I don't know, because here's where I'm a little conflicted, because this is, I don't know, to me this is a very like, this is an adult novel, not in the like, oh, like it's an adult novel. No, it's like, it is written for adults. It's in no way could it be construed as a young adult novel. It's like, it's very obviously written for adults to enjoy, to read. So, I mean, the earliest I could see it being in a school is high school, and I don't know a lot of high schoolers that would even want to read it, but they should be given that option. They should always be given the option to read a book they want to read. That's just how it should be. Like, it doesn't really matter the book. They should be given the option, the freedom of choice to read. It's a book. It's a book. They should be allowed to read it. So, I didn't enjoy it. I don't see a ton of like high schoolers enjoying it, and that, like I said, that is definitely the earliest I could see putting it in a school library would be a high school age. Just based off the reading level alone and the genre that it is. So I don't understand banning it. Like, it just, I feel like there's a lot of young adult novels that are more sexually explicit than this. Like, as Tomorrow's Book? Woo! Yeah. Yeah. Way more explicit than any of the books I've talked about so far. Whoa. So, yeah. Let me know what you think about Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, because it was just not my cup of tea. Just wasn't for me. So, let me know what you guys think. Have you read it? Should it be banned? Let me know. I'm curious what people think about this book. And should I watch the movie? Is it worth it? Because I don't know. Like, after reading the book, I just really don't want to see the movie now. So, I like literally have zero interest in that movie. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow for the end Banned Book Week, day 5. It's a real one.